the pattern we did. So this is it, and this is how everything looks like. So for the front and the back, these two parts, I added the triangle earlier on both sides, and I realized that it was a mistake that I made because I'm cutting the back cut on fold, and I'm cutting the front two piece. So when you take this one and you take it and add it to this other one, we'll get a triangle. I totally forgot about this when I added the triangle. So when you add this together, you have the triangle. So when you cut it, you have it on both sides. For the back, I did the same thing. I removed the triangle that I put on it. Then this is how you sew it. Remember, the style we are doing require just one side, and the front is very flat. Okay, so but for the back we'll have the triangle, and it's going to just be looking so beautiful. Oh, it's still going to be the same for the front, but we have it a bit because we'll be putting our zipper. Okay, we'll be putting our zipper for the front. So these are the patterns. I took the patterns and I used it to cut out the fabric. So this is the fabric after cutting it out. So because of the design that we had, the front, the triangle, remember the front of the dress has this beautiful triangle. So this is the triangle, and we'll take in our 1 inch zipper. So after taking in your zipper and joining it on the side, it's going to reduce a bit. And this is the applique that I'll be using for the bias. So I bought this bias and I'm going to attach it to it on the side of everything. And this is the zip I'll be using, this rainbow zip. Then I cut the front. I used this paper gum, this strong gum for the down part. Then for the upper part I use the normal stay for it. So I do the same thing for the front and the back. Then when you are done with that, you take your, because we want to add wording to the front, so let me keep the back aside. So for the front, because we want to pad it, we are going to, this is how you sew it so that we can pad it. You can, for those of you who don't like padded blouse, you can just leave it this way. You can just sew it and continue sewing. So this is it. This is the other side of our pieces dress. Then take it and place it on it. Remember that you remember to notch, because I said it earlier on the previous video that we should notch so that we'll be able to understand where to place it. So you notch this, you pin it this way and join it. You are going to join it to the end of this pattern. You are just going to pick it so that it will align. After sewing it, you sew the two sides. You do the same thing now for this other side. After attaching it, you now add your wording to it. Okay, so I'm going to take it to the machine, attach it, then show you how to cut your wording. Then after attaching the wording, you attach the wording to this part of the front also. Okay, this part of the front, this is the armhole part, so you attach the wording to this part. It's not that much, but if you don't want to use wording, you can use your bra cup and just attach the bra cup to the pieces top. But I'm not using a bra cup, I'm using wording, so I'm going to show you how to cut it. Then you take it to your ironing table and iron it out. So let's sew this one first before attaching the wording and sewing this part. This is how it looks. Then notch it. After notching it, iron it out before we start adding the wording to it. And it's going to be so neat. This is how it's going to look. This is the front, one side of the front, and this is the other side of the front. Okay, can you see the beauty is coming out now? Then this is the part that I was saying, the wording part. So we are done with the front. You turn it this way. So for you to attach the wording, this is how you place it. Okay, so this is the upper part. You take your tape and you measure to your under bust. How I attach my wording is, I take my tape and I measure from my chest to my under bust. My chest to my under bust is 14 and the waist is 17. You see it? So you mark the 14. So you mark the 14. Then what you do next is, after getting your 14, you mark from to your chest line. On my shoulder, I will measure in 6.5. So this 6.5, from this 6.5 is where I will add my wording. So I'm attaching my wording from this part to this foot into the under bust. I'll do the same thing for this other part. I'm using this black wording and it's very soft. That's what I want to use for mine. I'm going to place it this way and cut it. Then I will attach this part. So for this part, I just put it on the cuff. I take my chalk and I give it to the cuff. But the other side of the breast, after covering it this way, I put the wording. Okay, so the same thing, the black wording that I have, place it. After placing it, iron it. After ironing it, you will join it together. Join this piece to this piece, join this piece to this piece. After you join it, notch it. Okay, you notch it and you place it on your pad, on what you use to iron your pad. After placing it on what you use to iron your pad, you press it. Okay, this is what I use for my pad. So after I finish it, I will place it on it, iron it out. After iron it out, I'm going to show you how it looks. Okay, so do the same thing for the back. You join the back, the main piece, to the middle piece. This is the back. We'll join the back and this is how it looks. Can you see how beautiful it is? Press it and attach the other side to the back. For the back, you don't need to add your wording. Okay, so when you press it, you open it and press, it's going to slip very well. Notch it, open and press, then attach the two sides. When you are done, do the same thing that we did now for the lining, and after joining all the pieces together, I will show you what to do next. For the neck, then I'll show you how to join the dress together. This is how the front looks after joining it. To see, we have the theory pattern that I was talking about for the top, and I'll be using this zip for it. So what you do is you take the front this way and you place your zip, because we'll be using, for us to turn the neck, we'll be using our collar to turn the neck. So I'll be using this zip and I'll place it this way. I'll come down by half an inch, then you stitch it down. So after coming down by half an inch, secure it with a pin so that you can place your lining on top. And take the pin and pin it in. And do the same thing for the down part. You want to sew this part. Remember guys, this zip, the zipper, when you turn it this way, we are going to turn it this way. Okay, so let me show you what I'm talking about. You pin it this way. For the down part, you come up also by half an inch. Okay, so you pin it this way. The reason why we are coming up by half an inch for this down part is because we'll be stitching this part. So you take it this way and you pin it. Secure it with a pin. When you finish stitching it, it's going to be this way. you are going to close it. So this is how it's going to be. I said this is how it's going to be when you finish stitching it. This is how it's going to be. But remember, we are still going to use this part now, this down part. You sew it round. Okay, so we are not just doing the zipper, we are sewing the lining, attaching the lining to the top. So you stitch it to this, the front, just secure it down to this end of this part of the dress, of the top. Then you do the same thing for the side. So you pin it and do the same thing for the side. Okay, so this is how the front looks like, and this is how the back look like. So what you are going to do is you place this is the back, you place the front on it. You see how neat it is inside. Okay, this is going to be on the inside. So while placing the front, you take the main fabric and place it this way, so shoulder to shoulder, and stitch. Then you do the same thing and shoulder to shoulder and stitch. After stitching, we are going to do the same thing for the lining. So the same thing, you take the lining and you do the same thing, shoulder to shoulder. Okay, you do the shoulder to shoulder and you stitch. Be very careful, okay, so that you don't make mistake. That was why I removed it. So you stitch it. So after stitching this shoulder, you see the back, this is how it's going to be. So you do the same thing for both sides of the shoulder. Then when you are done with that, you come to the side and you join the side. Okay, so after joining the shoulder, join the side. Then after joining the both sides, we will do the neckline, and you can attach any type of sleeve you want to do for yours. I'm just going
I'll
to
be adding sleeve to
mine.
mine is going to be sleeveless,
like
so I'm just going to sew it together and seal it up.
I'm not doing the exact sleeve on the photo that we are using for I'm using for the illustration. So I'll take it, join the shoulders and the side, then I'm going to cut out the neck and show you how to insert the neck. But I'll be doing a video on how to cut out the neck for the bishop neck, so that you'll be able to do yours next time, because I don't want the video to be too lengthy. This is the inner part of the pieces top, and this is the outer part. Okay, so we are done with it. This everywhere is covered and sealed, and we want to attach our collar. So for attaching the collar, you take your tape and take the measurement of your neck. Take your tape this way and measure it round. Okay, so from one end of the front to the other end of the front, from one end of the front to the other end of the front. So I have 22. What you do is, I'm going to show you a video on how to make your collar. So this is my collar. This is the way I wanted it to be. I wanted it to have this bishop, this square shape. So you place it in this way. Can you see what I did? So after you getting your collar, now you iron it with half an inch on both sides and you stitch it. Then you place it this way on your top. Okay, so after placing it this way, you take your pin, will stop the zipper. It's going to stop here, but I want it to come up a bit, so I stop it like half an inch outside the zipper. So you place it the front. Be careful so that everything will enter inside. So you take it now and you place it around. It's going to be so neat. So you stitch it. Okay, so after stitching it, you stitch it and you will see it that is so beautiful and it's so neat. Okay, after I'm done stitching mine, I'm going to show you how it looks. I'm going to put it on and show you how it looks. Okay guys, this top is going to look like. Let me show you what I'm talking about before I stitch it and put it on. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Can you see it? This is how it looks in the front. Can you see it? So when you finish stitching it, it's going to look so pretty and it's going to look so gorgeous. So you can also add embellishments to it. Leave mine this way. You can also put some on the neck if you want to. So I'm just leaving mine this way. So thank you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Bye guys. You see the inside. Bye guys.